Welcome everyone. Today we will discuss about colloidal solution. Last time we discussed about suspension and its properties. So it is given here what is a colloidal solution. The mixture obtained by group D in activity 2.2 is called a colloid or a colloidal solution. So here the important point, the first important point is that colloidal solution is also said to be colloid. So either you can call it a colloidal solution or colloid, meaning is same. You have to remember all these terms. Same way for solution, the other name is true solution. So either you call it solution or you call it true solution, the meaning is same, but you have to remember all these terms. It is because if in question any of the term is given, then you don't have to confuse. So first of all, let us recall about this activity 2.2. So in that activity, group D, they have obtained a mixture by mixing few drops of ink or milk in water. That means they mixed a few drops of ink and milk in water, and whatever the mixture they have got, that mixture is said to be colloidal solution or colloid. So why it is said to be like that? So we will discuss about the properties and you will understand. The particles of a colloid are uniformly spread throughout the solution. Here also the term which is given is uniformly spread. It is not given soluble or dissolved. It is given uniformly spread. So in case of colloidal solution or colloid, the particles they are uniformly spread throughout the solution. Due to the relatively smaller size of particles as compared to that of a suspension, the mixture appears to be homogeneous. Now again this is very important point. The reason is that colloidal solution, it appears to be a homogeneous mixture, but actually it is not a homogeneous mixture. The reason is that because it is not having uniform composition throughout, it appears to be uniform. So why we are not able to understand or why it appears to be homogeneous in nature? The reason is that because the particles in case of colloids, they are very small that we are not able to see them through our naked eyes like we used to see them in case of suspension. So in case of suspension, as we can see the particles, so we can easily distinguish that these particles, or we can easily observe that suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. But in case of colloidal solution, the particles are very small as compared to the particles of suspension. It is not, we cannot observe it through our naked eye, and that is why it appears to us as homogeneous. But once colloidal solution, it is observed under microscope, then we can easily observe that colloidal solution is heterogeneous in nature because particles they are not in uniform composition throughout. First example which you can take for this is milk. Milk, we know that it is a colloidal solution, and now this milk, it appears to us as homogeneous mixture, but it is not homogeneous in nature. So just let us recall some of the components of milk. The major component is water, then some fat molecules, or then some minerals or protein particles. So different components are there. Now you know that fat molecules or fat particles, they are less denser than water, and that is why majority of these fat molecules, they will occupy the upper part, and very few you will find, very few of the fat particles, fat molecules you will find at the lower part. So that is why, like this, if we will observe different colloidal solution, we will find that colloidal solutions, they are not homogeneous in nature, though they appear homogeneous to us. But actually, a colloidal solution is a heterogeneous mixture, for example, milk. So please underline this, it is very important. Because of the small size of colloidal particles, we cannot see them with naked eyes, but these particles can easily scatter a beam of visible light as observed in activity 2.2. Now, see what we have got when we are comparing the properties of suspension and colloidal solution. One similarity we have got, which is suspension is also a heterogeneous mixture and colloidal solution is also a heterogeneous mixture. The other thing is that, which is very important, which is related with Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect means when the path of the light becomes visible to us. So that effect is said to be Tyndall effect. So here it is said that in that activity 2.2 also it is mentioned that if you are preparing a colloidal solution and if you are passing a beam of light, then you will find that beam of light, the path of the light will become visible to us. So here it is said that now we know that we are not able to see the particles of colloids through our naked eye, with our naked eye, but these particles are large enough to scatter the beam of light. What is the meaning of this? The meaning is that in case of solution, we discussed that the particles of solution, that is solute, they are very small, that they are not able to scatter the beam of light, and that is why path of light is not visible to us. In case of colloidal solution, the particles are also small, that is why we are not able to observe them through our naked eye, but these particles are large enough to scatter the beam of light. That means when beam of light is just striking these particles of colloid, then these particles, what they will do, they will scatter the beam of light, and because of that path of light will become visible to us. So in this is the case in any of the colloidal solution. In case of suspension, we discussed that suspension, actually there was a condition when the, in case of suspension, when the solute particles or the solid particles, they are dispersed throughout the bulk of the medium, in that case they are also scattering the path, they are also scattering the beam of light, that means path of light is visible. But once in case of suspension the solid particles get settled down, then in that case there will also, we will, if we will pass the beam of light, then in that case the path of light will not be visible to us because suspension has broken down. But in case of colloidal solution, actually what happens, now there is a difference in suspension and colloidal solution, that suspension is an unstable mixture, whereas colloidal solution is a stable mixture. So in case of colloidal solution, you won't find that colloidal solution will also break. No, it is not going to break because it is a stable mixture. So that is why in colloidal solution there is no such condition. Any of the colloidal solution, if you are passing a beam of light, then the path of light will be visible. So this is the point of difference between suspension and colloidal solution, that colloidal solution is stable whereas suspension is unstable. Now if you are going to learn the properties of solution, suspension and colloidal solution in by comparing with each other, then it will be very much easier for you to learn and to remember for long time also. Now let us discuss about Tyndall effect. So it is given here, because of the small size of colloidal particles, we cannot see them with naked eyes, but these particles can easily scatter a beam of visible light as observed in activity 2.2. This scattering of a beam of light is called the Tyndall effect, after the name of the scientist who discovered this effect. That is why I told you that scattering of the beam of light, because of which path of light becomes visible to us, that effect is said to be Tyndall effect. So this is very important. You may get direct questions also based on Tyndall effect, which is very easy to understand also. And the easiest example or the simplest example for this effect, I have already told you that in a dark room, if a beam of sunlight is just entering and then the path of that sunlight, it becomes clearly visible to us, that effect is also Tyndall effect. So scattering of a light, which is because of that path of light becomes visible to us, is a Tyndall effect. It can be observed in different places. So this is about Tyndall effect, and this is about the basic concepts and definition of colloidal solution.